How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with another episode in our UFC save in WMMA 5. And today we have UFC Fight Night Northcutt versus Makhachev. Falcons for life. How's it going, my man? We have Super Sage Northcutt taking on Islam Makhachev in our main event here today. Kind of a weird main event just because neither guy is ranked, but nonetheless a pretty exciting one live from Florida. Our last episode included UFC 300, 10 title fights, crazy show. If you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend that you do so. 10 title fights, it was a big card, a lot of fun. Our next episode after this is going to be UFC Fight Night Oliveira versus Turner. Because of some weird scheduling mishaps kind of thing going on, we're going to have 8 main card fights on that card. But it's main evented by the Bronx Oliveira and Jalen Turner. And then after that, it's Nadia Kassem and Mei Rong Hu, also with 8 main card fights on that card from North Carolina. And it's all leading up to UFC 301, Sandhagen versus Song. That should be an interesting one. 2 title fights on that card. Corey Sandhagen trying to unify the title against Yadong Song. Shogun Hua defending the interim light heavyweight title against Volkan Ozdemir. Conor McGregor also on the card. On the undercard, MVP Jorge Masvidal, and then Ariane Lipski taking on Paige Van Zandt. Looks to be a pretty good card. I mean, after that, it's quite a while until we get to another pay-per-view, UFC 302, but it's shaping up to be a pretty good one. Watching the series from start to current, episode 44. Local to global series. Yeah, local to global, as I'm recording right now, I'm probably going to be doing right after I do a couple of fight cards here, so stay tuned if you want to watch a little bit of W3. But with that said, Northcutt versus Makhachev is about to be underway. As you can see in the heavyweight division, Tai Tuivasa going all the way to the bottom after losing to John Jones at heavyweight. Max Nunes up to number 14. Thiago Santos down to 21. Falcons for life. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you for the subscription. Really appreciate it. At middleweight, Paulo Costa up to number 4. Darren Till falls down to number 5 after Kelvin retains. At welterweight, Nate Diaz down to number 11 after losing his title fight to Nardiev. At super lightweight, nothing going on. At lightweight, Dustin Poirier, our new champion, as Carlos Diego Ferreira moves down to number 3. Featherweight, Khamzat Dalgiev is the new champion. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, Falcons for life. Hey man, I really appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. That 5 gifted subs to some of our guys. Gluttony, Serial Rival, Pialdret, D to the Ween, Auto Magic, all getting some subs. Really appreciate that, Falcons for life. I hope you're having a really good day, man. But yeah, Max Holloway getting de-seated as the featherweight champion to Khamzat Dalgiev. At bantamweight, Marlon Moraes moves up a little bit, but not much to speak of. At flyweight, Eric Shelton down to number 5 after losing his title opportunity to Ali Bago-Tinov. Women's featherweight, Dufresne moving down a little bit. Wolashin gets a win. Women's bantamweight, Marina Makhachev moving up. Aspen Ladd, of course, our new bantamweight champion after defeating Amanda Nunes. I mean, it looks like Makhachev is going to actually be fighting Cyborg for the featherweight title. That's what the current plan is right now. Shevchenko gets a win in the bantamweight division and immediately hops into the top 10. Hopefully she can get something done. Nico Montano hopping into the top 20 at bantamweight as well. At flyweight, we have Montana De La Rosa down to number 8 after losing to Valerie Lareta at UFC 300. Katarzyna Lubanska making her debut. Yanan Wu, Miranda Maverick moving up a little bit. And then at strawweight, Carla Esparza moving down just 1 spot after losing to Rose Namajunas. Appreciate it, Falcons for life. You have a good rest of your day. I really appreciate you, man. Let's get it going. Northcutt versus Makhachev. Taking place in Florida. First up, we got Abdul Sinistro Abduraguimov taking on Sagid Izakmayev at the 170 division. The young man out of France, the favorite in this one, and it is Abduraguimov getting the win, the 15th of his career via decision. Up next, we got Brendan Leeser taking on Zach Cummings in the middleweight division, and Zach Cummings with the 9th win of his career, a win he probably desperately needed at 1-3 in his contract thus far. Adam Yandiev taking on Bruno Silva at 205. Yandiev, the small favorite, and it is Adam Yandiev getting the TKO victory in round number 1, getting himself $100,000. Moving right along, and we have Adam Wieczorek taking on Smilinho Rama. Smilinho Rama, in most of my saves, has ended up pretty high, but for whatever reason, he has not been doing very well in this save. He's on a 2-fight losing streak as he faces up against Adam Wieczorek, and he loses via unanimous decision. Wieczorek with the 15th win of his career. Kana Watanabe taking on Michelle Aramdi in the bantamweight division, and it is Watanabe getting the knockout in round number 1. Now 5-3 in her UFC career. Moving along, Sumiko Fukishi taking on Phoenix's own Tracy Torres in the bantamweight division. A pick'em fight between these two fighters, and it's Fukushi getting the TKO in round number 3, a win in her UFC debut. Callie Pop-Tart Robbins taking on Syuri Kondo in the flyweight division. Kondo, the favorite of the two, and it is Kondo with the TKO in round number 2. 2-6 now in the UFC. She needed that win after 2 straight losses after coming back. Mizuki Inoue taking on Priscilla Gao in the strawweight division. Gao, a huge favorite in this one, and with good reason. Arm triangle submission gets it done for her. And her UFC debut as well, she's able to get it done. Reynaldo Acevedo taking on Chris Wade, I believe in the lightweight division. As a matter of fact, it is Chris Wade, huge favorite in this one, but it's Acevedo. What a comeback, what an upset victory for Reynaldo Acevedo. Now 3-3 in his UFC career. And Chris Wade, a huge favorite, falls to the Dominican. Drew Dober taking on Don Madge in what I believe is our final prelim. Dober, big underdog, 500 in his UFC career. Don Madge, 6-3 in his, coming off a win. And it's Drew Dober knocking out Don Madge, another upset here at Northcutt versus Makhachev. In a fantastic fight, more than likely going to be fight of the night, and he wants a fight with Jared Flash Gordon. Wellington Turman taking on Dusko Todorovic. Turman, a big favorite against Todorovic in the middleweight division, and it's Turman getting the knockout in round number 1. 8-3 in his, or 9-3 now in his UFC career. You have to wonder why Turman is not ranked now. Marina Morosh taking on Miranda Granger in the flyweight division. Morosh coming off a loss to Ariane Lipsky, and then Miranda Granger 7-2 in the UFC, coming off 2 straight wins, including one over Juliana Velasquez. And it's Miranda Granger, less than a minute in, knocking out Marina Morosh. She's on quite a little streak here, 8-2 in the UFC, 3 straight wins. She might have something here, Miranda Granger. Liana Jojua taking on Na Liang in the flyweight division. Jojua, a huge favorite, and the reason for that is because Na Liang took this fight on very, very short notice. And Na Liang, on short notice, defeats someone in the top 5, top 10 at least. Unbelievable. A TKO in round number 3 for Na Liang. That is the 3rd upset of the afternoon. Formerly number 20 in the division. A loss to Shandy Aguda. But you have to wonder what that does for Na Liang. Glad to have overcome the odds. Unbelievable win there. We move right along. Gavin Hughes taking on Gary Tonin in the lightweight division. Tonin 6-1 in the UFC. 4 straight wins. His only loss being to Pavel Kielek. Gavin Hughes coming off 3 out of his last 4 fights have been losses, but to very tough competition. Number 10 in the division taking on a killer in Gary Tonin. And it is Gary Tonin getting the win by split decision. Very close fight, but the 32-year-old out of New Jersey gets it done. Co-main event of the evening as Janae Harding takes on Megan Anderson. Janae Harding perfect in her UFC career thus far and really making her case for a featherweight title fight, honestly. Megan Anderson on the other side, coming off 2 straight wins in her own right to Dufresne and Guida. It's our co-main event, and it is Janae Harding in a fantastic fight, getting a TKO win over Megan Anderson. She loves MMA. Might have been the fight of the night. As we arrive at our main event of the evening, Super Sage Northcutt taking on Islam Makhachev. Islam in the save has not been doing very well. He just got a win over Carrington Banks, but other than that, he was on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight losing streak. Interesting. And he's a huge underdog to Super Sage Northcutt. He's on a 2 fight winning streak himself. Lost to Gary Tonin and Alexander Hernandez. Let's go ahead and get it going. It is our main event of the evening. We are underway. Makhachev shooting in on a takedown, and he gets it. Oh, wow. Makhachev nearly gets guillotined there right from the get-go. Elbow strike off the top of the head. Makhachev smothering Super Sage. Northcutt looking for an elbow from the bottom, it looks like. Oh, sorry about that. Cut under his eye. Northcutt moving in closer. Crunching right hook. Time is out on round number 1. A 10-9 round for Northcutt. Round 2. Crunching right hook once again. Head kick off the mark. Takedown attempt. He gets it. Threatens a submission. Wow. Makhachev gets the takedown, but Super Sage Northcutt locks in the guillotine on the way down. And that is your main event. Charismatic Super Sage Northcutt draws nearly 6,000 folks to Florida. Nice little gate. No popularity changes. It's not needed. Let's go ahead and see, because we had 2 fantastic fights on the night. I'm going to give it to Dober and Madge. Let's see any first round finishes. Yandiev gets 100K. Watanabe gets 100K. Priscilla Gala gets 100K. Acevedo with the upset of the century gets 100K. Miranda Granger gets 100K. And Wellington Turman gets 100K. Congrats to all these fighters. We still make nearly $2 million in profit. Highest paid fighters on the night, Super Sage Northcutt, Priscilla Gao, and Adam Yandiev. That's going to do it for this episode. Appreciate you guys as always. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video. Comment down below what you thought of it. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter. All that good stuff is going to be down in the description below. Making our way to UFC 301. Have a good one, guys.